What's going on, good people of YouTube? Welcome to another edition of Treezy's 2 Cents. I always seem to want to do these when something happens in the music world. I don't know why, it's just the way it is. In this particular episode, we're going to talk about 2 Chainz and this robbery that's happened recently. Now, the story behind it is basically 2 Chainz is walking down the street. He's got his soldiers, his boys behind him. And this is footage captured by what seems to be a CCTV camera from like a store. And someone pulls a gun out on 2 Chainz. His boys gone. Next thing, 2 Chainz comes running along as well, like speed of light, like. And this guy's right behind him with the gun. He's like running in and out of cars, falls over. And then his footage stops at that point, but as you can probably imagine, that's where he gets jacked up and whatnot. Apparently he's took like some of his personal belongings and his chains. No, it's not funny, but it is in a way, but you know, from the human side of things, he's alive, so that's good. You know, personally, you know, and I don't get me wrong, obviously I ain't coming across like no man of steel. Someone pulls a gun out on me, I'd be more likely to freeze, to be fair. I don't think I'd run. It depends on the distance, you know what I mean? At his distance, because this guy was close behind him when he was chasing him, probably would have froze and like, you know, give the shit up, you know what I mean? Running it could have been fatal, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? It's quite surprising that he did run. I mean, this is 2 Chainz we're talking about, you know what I'm saying? This is the guy, you know what I mean? Let's think, no lie. You know, and I quote, "Don't try me, I pull that trigger," unquote, finish quote, whatever you call it. Where were these triggers at? You know what I'm saying? Because you're rolling deep with your boys and that, and you're all like hard as fuck. Then where the hell were these guns at and shit? You know what I mean? Now that reputation could be seriously damaged. Now don't get me wrong, 2 Chainz himself is claiming that he didn't get robbed, but it's not like he's not claiming it wasn't even him, you know what I mean, because there wouldn't be no story otherwise. Apparently this is something that TMZ have captured and spoke about, but it's like, you know, this is a problem with a lot of rappers, is talking this shit, and then when they get into these situations that they seem so invincible in, it's not happening, is it? You know what I'm saying? And 2 Chainz, if it was anybody else, I probably wouldn't have been as bothered. Now, I'm not one who openly says, yeah, I don't like him, I don't like her. But 2 Chainz, I try to like his music, you know what I mean? I try and be open-minded and you know, obviously I like artists better than others, but I always try and listen and think, you know what I mean? What point are they trying to get across? What are they trying to bring to the hip-hop world? Which is not the same as it used to be, if you ask me. A prime example there would be Hot 97's clips from the Summer Jam. I think it's called Summer Jam, the hip hop like festival that they have, concert thing. And they had like clips up on YouTube of highlights of artists performing, and there was one with the Wu-Tang, obviously 20 years strong, and I love the Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? And they were performing like classics like Triumph and Method Man, you know what I'm saying? And I was watching the clips, man. What was the crowd doing? Maybe it was the video itself and the noise of the crowd had been nerfed, but like, this is Wu-Tang we're talking about. This is like real hip hop. You know, this is premium hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then I watch another clip and it's like 2 Chainz and Nicki Minaj doing that Strippers song, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, what's going on here? I can't hear the beat, and I'd heard the song already anyway, and it's utter shit. It's just, I know hip hop can be about money, whores, drugs, all that shit, but I don't know. It's like talking about that topic by itself, strippers, and then doing a shit job of it. You know, it's like I've obviously listened to 2 Chainz music since his Titty Boy days, You know what I mean? Back when he was like signed with Ludacris, and back then he was a lot stronger lyrically. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that's my opinion, but I really think, you know, Players Circle days. But since he's come into his own light, you know what I mean? He's really not been that good at all, if you ask me. Don't get me wrong, No Lie was catchy. Obviously got the nice feature from Drake. But it's like you listen to his lyrics in that like in that song specifically, and it's like, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm trying not to be, you know, too negative, but a lot of his stuff that you hear now is really not that good at all. You know, and it's disappointing in a way, because when I realised who it was, who he transformed into, you know, from Titty Boy to 2 Chainz, I was like, oh yeah, he used to be alright, he was pretty decent. Nice to see him get his own, you know, lane in the game, and he's not doing a lot with it, if you ask me. But I don't know, it's like hip hop itself. I mean, I'm not going to go into this too much because I could go on for hours, but hip hop itself is a lot different from when I used to like really thrive on it, because I still listen to the same shit I used to, really. I mean, I'm still rolling strong with Wu-Tang now, because obviously you've got the likes of Raekwon and Ghostface still doing their stuff, still doing their own projects, you know what I mean? Raekwon, obviously he's got his like own labels now, the ISH2O. Ghostface, he's still, you know, been doing his thing, but it's just not as blown up anymore, it's not as recognised, you know what I'm saying? I just think if people kind of like new to the Wu-Tang won't really appreciate it for what it once was, and what it still is, because to me it's still Wu-Tang forever, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like when I browse like YouTube and stuff, listening to music, and it's like someone said something regarding Talib Kweli, about how he can hardly rap. I was like, what? The guy, don't get me wrong, I like Talib Kweli, it's just sometimes his voice can be, you know, his voice doesn't always sound that good to me. I know that shouldn't be a factor, but it is, unfortunately. But lyrically, he is like one of the greatest, you know what I mean? And for someone just, he can hardly rap, please, come on. And there was another one of someone taking a pot shot at Big Boy of Outkast. I shouldn't even need to say that. Big Boy to me is a legend. He's another great. I just think in his case he does kind of get overshadowed sometimes by how sick Andre 3000 is. But I think Big Boy's just as sick in his own way. Put them together, they're probably my favourite like group duo of all time. You know what I'm saying? But these days, hip hop's just not what it should be, really. But there you have it. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on the whole robbery thing. You know, the main thing is he's alive. Second thing is he went pulling out these triggers. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just think about the lyrics for any upcoming music you might have. Be a bit more realistic. You know what I mean? Speak some true shit. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you all soon.